Is it true that you said that there was a rotation of guys?
I just was making bad decisions all around.
So finally the whole Flagrant crew met up and we've got some answers to the question everyone's been throwing around. Like for example, the accusations that she lied about her virginity and had been with different guys before Akaash.
Popping pussy.
I was popping my pussy and living my best life in these white boy frat houses.
Yeah, let's just get some definition.
Okay.
Then there's that wild moment where she openly said she wanted to have an orgy.
The orgy thing was fucking... That shit was crazy. I even watched it and I was like, so break us down.
I need an explanation.
Has the orgy happened?
Also, we have some more details about the things she actually meant. But instead of answering the questions properly, they covered it with some stupid jokes and fake laughter. This poor attempt actually earned them the most disliked podcast they ever put out.
Popping pussy.
Yeah, let's just get some definition.
Okay.
We're gonna any terms that you might need to know the actual meaning of. Alex is here to break it down.
I thought it was just like dancing, getting dressed up, and maybe that was my mistake.
Yeah.
So I acknowledge that.
Look at this. Big one.
Yeah, the act of getting dressed up, looking fly as hell, wearing a minimum of 3-inch heels, preferably higher, and dancing your ass off
Urban
into the
Dictionary
wee hours of the morning. That was what I was doing.
Yeah, this is white people's definition of it.
I gotta say, I'm actually impressed with how well they planned this out and how quickly they pulled out the Urban Dictionary to check the meaning of that phrase. But the thing is, I don't actually think they realized the actual problem here. Of course there is an explanation for the phrase, but when you ask a random person what it means, you know what answer they will give you.
Guys, what do you think popping pussy is? You see? Joe and Curtis say it's not that. Okay? They're doing more than security
That
here.
was my bad. That was my bad.
The real issue has always been that when she talks like this, saying whatever she wants, she's damaging her husband's reputation. And if it keeps going the same way, it could literally wreck his whole career, which means Akaash won't even have the money to buy her all the things she wants. It really annoys me how they try to downplay the whole situation as if it's not a big deal.
Is it true that you said that there was a rotation of guys?
A roster. Yeah, what does a roster mean to you?
What does this mean?
You guys have to understand, have you ever heard of the repressed Catholic schoolgirl?
Never.
Yes.
I was, you know. Okay. So I was
His Catholic school was in his living room. Imagine how repressed he was.
I was a repressed Indian girl that I didn't even watch Jersey Shore in high school because I felt it to be too inappropriate. So when I got to college, I'm like, oh my God, I can dress however I want. I can do whatever I want.
You can have a roster of frat boys.
But
What does a roster mean?
so it didn't actually translate to a roster. It just meant like 2 guys I was talking to and flirting with at the same time. That's it.
She's basically trying to play the victim here. The repressed Indian girl, kind of a nobody, and then college opened up this whole new world for her where she could finally do whatever she wanted. She's basically trying to paint herself as the girl who had tons of guys and tons of options around her. Like, she was the most desired in college, but somehow still ended up innocent and a virgin. What cracks me up is how Akaash immediately jumps in to defend her, confirming how innocent his wife is and whatever she says is just a little bit exaggerated.
2 guys I was talking to and flirting with at the same time. That's it.
That's all.
Yeah.
And when you say hooking up, I think people
When
think you
I
meant
mean
fucking.
hooking up, I just meant making out. Again, like everything I say is so amplified and hyperbolic because it's so like incongruous to who I actually am as a person.
Right. So you're saying you're a big old prude.
Yeah, literally.
I didn't expect anything different from Jasleen and Akaash. Of course they're going to try to cover things up and play the we're innocent and she's just misunderstood card. But what really disappointed me was the other hosts. I was hoping they'd take the situation a little bit more serious instead of just tossing in jokes about everything.
Now, I will be honest, as much as I was heartbroken by what was going on with you guys and definitely with, Akaash, my brother, there was a little part of me that was like, it would be hilarious to come in here and find out you had a huge roster and was lying about being a virgin this whole time.
It's funny for you.
It would have been heartbreaking for you.
Yeah.
You waited your whole life to share your virginity with a girl and she threw it to some frat house in fucking 20 years
A
ago.
white dude.
A white guy!
Even
A
more.
fucking white guy!
Never.
Got that shit. Don't slap 5 there. That's bad.
The next thing that Jasleen got so much hate for was her ability to dodge every single kiss from her husband. Apparently, a kiss is making her so overwhelmed, like even the smallest bit of romance is too much to handle.
The ducking the kisses. That was, those
Yeah.
are, listen.
These
and
ones piss me off.
That I'm guilty of. I'm
These
guilty
ones
of
pissed
that.
me off, and I didn't like it one bit, and I need you to explain yourself immediately.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we
so
need to know.
I didn't
Explain
know,
yourself.
I didn't know that I
Tell
did
us
that.
why.
I didn't know that I did that, so I really sat and thought about it. So I think it's a few things. I think it's like
You really sat and thought about
yeah,
it.
because I was like, okay, maybe it's like the repressed Indian girl thing where it's like I get a little bashful, I do get a little shy, despite with the internet things.
Most Indians do. I'm the exception.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
give a
I
fuck.
also get overstimulated because Akaash does it a lot, like every 30 seconds, like a little bit. Like,
First of all, the statement that she didn't know she was doing that is a clear lie. Jasleen has posted about this in her TikTok so many times before.
And then I'll also respond to the people saying I don't like my husband because I turned away from a kiss. I've never liked PDA, physical touch. I find it really overstimulating. And so it's something I actually work through with my husband because that's his love language. And I feel like for him, he tries to do physical touch to regulate his emotions, and I find it really dysregulating. So it's something we kind of work through in high stress situations because I get overstimulated when a lot of things are happening, and like my mother-in-law is there, my mom is there, and Akaash will tend to kiss me when there's a lot of people around, and sometimes I'm overstimulated, so I'm just like,
But other than that, we heard nothing new. Just the same repressed Indian girl excuse. No matter what happens, that's the line she leans on. Meanwhile, she's out here telling the most scandalous stories with zero hesitation, talking about rotating guys, orgies, dropping wild statements like it's nothing. So how does that line up with the image of this shy repressed girl who can't even handle a kiss? It feels like she has two completely different personalities fighting for the spotlight. Or maybe all of those excuses are to protect Akaash's feelings. I'm more inclined to believe that she's actually disgusted by Akaash. I mean, she publicly said that his balls smell like a homeless guy.
No offense to the homeless people, but like, you know, when you get on the subway and there's like a homeless person sleeping and like everyone has to get out of that car?
yeah.
That's what my husband's balls smell like. Oh my God, I hope he's not mad.
And then in the podcast, when the others push her to kiss him just to prove it's not like that, the very first thing she thought about was her makeup getting ruined.
Will you kiss Akaash right now?
Oh, I don't even know if I want to see
On
it.
the
I feel-
lips.
Okay,
Prove
go.
everybody
Bring that
wrong.
over here.
but it's gonna mess my life.
Bring that ass over here. Bring that ass over here.
I can't believe we just witnessed Akaash's first real main character moment since this whole mess started. The more I watch this podcast, the more I'm shocked at how he keeps embarrassing himself over and over again. It's like every 5 minutes he finds a new way to dig the hole deeper.
The orgy thing was fucking. That shit was crazy. I even watched it and I was like, so break us down.
I need an explanation.
How's the orgy happen?
I think I learned so much of my humor from Akaash, not to like justify it, but just to explain like, oh, if I say these absurd things, it's so funny because it's not who I actually am.
Right.
But I kind of forgot that like the internet doesn't know all these multi-dimensions of my personality. So they're
Right.
just seeing this one thing.
Right.
So the orgy joke started with like Akaash being like, oh, Nav's really hot. Like Akaash would show Nav's picture to his trainer or whatever
pod, this
because
guy.
he's like really
Hot
like ripped or whatever.
I will say also, if she had a body count, I would have been like, hey. Cut the. But
Yeah.
because she doesn't, and I know how like innocent she actually is.
Oh, you
it's
are a virgin?
absurd
That's
to me.
that's
Yeah.
real?
I was
You
a
were a
virgin
virgin?
until I met him. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, good to know.
Yeah.
And if she wasn't, that body count thing, I'd have been like, what are we doing here?
First off, I'm very disappointed that the orgy never happened, because if it did, Akaash's number of sexual partners would have instantly doubled. Second, what the hell did I just watch? She literally admitted that Akaash is a cuck, and I'm sure if he's pulling pictures of Nav and saying how hot he is, there's no doubt that Akaash would die to watch him have sexual intercourse with Jasleen. And lastly, I just can't understand how he's so blind and delusional. Whatever she says, he's got an excuse ready, repeating over and over that it's fine because she was a virgin and innocent. He says that if she actually had sexual partners before him, then her statements wouldn't be taken as a joke and they would actually affect him. Well, this innocent, repressed Indian girl may not be so innocent after all. She has said way too many things that have no room for debate.
When I was in college, I dated this guy. You know, he didn't want to fool around when I was on like the heaviest days of my period. Okay, totally understandable. I get that. And I was like, oh, great. Good news. My period ended. Like, we can like have fun tonight, blah, blah. And he was going down on me. And like, wouldn't you know it, I was still spotting. And also, if you're like poking around down there, like,
more blood can sometimes come out even if your period is over. And I swear to God, like I thought my period was done. He like looked at me with so much disgust. And I'll never forget that moment. Like I felt so ashamed and so dirty. And like, he was like, how could you do this to me? And all this stuff ruined the night and like whatever. And he was my boyfriend at the time.
Wait, okay, I have two butthole stories. So one time I met this guy on Tinder. This was before Bumble or Hinge. Like this was like in the OG days of the app. And I made the dumb mistake of letting him sleep over, like not really wanting to fucking hook up. And I like woke up in the morning and like my asshole was a little sore.
Oh my God.
And I remembered that I was like trying to finger me in my asshole. I'm like, first of all, we were not on those like terms. But anyways, so that was non-consensual, actually.
I don't see anything innocent about that. And the fact that there wasn't penetration doesn't magically make it pure or innocent. I have no idea how Akaash pretends to be deaf whenever these things come up, acting like none of it matters. And as far for the whole butthole story, her excuse for that is hilarious and it makes zero sense.
I think people talking about the sore butthole story, because that was more kind of like an assault story, but I didn't want to label it as such because I didn't think it was super traumatizing and I had already shared one.
Right.
And I feel like the internet has a quota for girls of like how many assault stories they could share, regardless of if it's true or not. Like, obviously,
You think the internet would be like, oh, every story she tells us she's
that's
getting
why
assaulted.
I didn't want to do that. So I was like, oh, this happened. I didn't really say it's okay.
So what happened, if you don't mind saying?
Well, I mean, this is like when Tinder first came out. There was no Bumble. There was no Hinge. I met this guy on Tinder. Whatever. Like, we were like just feeling like the vibes. And I stupidly was like, oh, you can sleep over. But like not really wanting to hook up that much. Because again, for me, like I was just like, okay, maybe we can make out and just like whatever and cuddle. But I was like, okay, like we'll kiss, whatever. I don't remember. Honestly, I don't even remember too much. But I just remember him like trying to like sneak a finger. And I was like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
But like then the next day, like it was like kind of feeling sore, but it wouldn't, like if it had been anything else, it would, you know, that would have been a whole other story. It would have been like, it would have teared something, you know?
Yeah.
So it was just like that.
There are too many things in this story that just don't add up. She's trying to spin it again like she's innocent, framing it as some kind of assault against her. But if it's really a story about assault, why was she laughing so much while telling the story on her podcast? Like it was some kind of a joke and something that happens from time to time. If it was assault, I don't think she would be telling the story in that way. But yeah, anyway, I think this story is far from over, because it seems like Jasleen will be making a response with her co-host on her podcast. After all of this, I really thought Akaash would man up and shut down her TikTok career. But it seems like that won't happen, so we'll just wait and see what her response will be on that podcast.